That's BTC, not Bitcoin. You're calling it Bitcoin. But you're actually talking about BTC. You've been sent to this page because you're actually talking about BTC, but referencing it as Bitcoin. Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. In the white paper detailing Bitcoin, he described it as a way to replace the existing payment processing systems on the internet because they do not permit microtransactions due to high fees, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. He even mentioned specifically that even with existing hardware, Bitcoin could already scale larger than Visa's 15 million daily online payments at the time. BTC, today, is capped at 300,000 transactions per day. What happened? Bitcoin as created by Satoshi came with a plethora of features. Instant transactions. Transaction fees 1/100 of a penny. Scripting language and smart contracts. Data storage on blockchain. Bitcoin was a complete functioning system upon release, not a prototype that could be changed according to current sentiment. Satoshi stuck around publicly until late 2010 and privately until mid-2011. Immediately after his departure, suspicious new entities showed up to public conversation to derail the purpose of Bitcoin as digital cash and to turn it into a community project. In August 2017, BTC Core developers in conjunction with other bad actors perpetrated a fraud and theft of the Bitcoin protocol, altering the original Bitcoin system with a technology known as segregated witness or SegWit. SegWit, by removing the digital signatures from the Bitcoin blockchain, has fundamentally altered the Bitcoin system, moving it away from the inventor of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto's vision, and violating the very definition of Bitcoin in Satoshi's white paper as an electronic coin as a chain of digital signatures. Faithful stewards of Bitcoin's original vision saw these threats and preserved the original protocol prior to SegWit's implementation in 2017, in a split of the blockchain ledger, which historically is known as the ticker BCH or Bitcoin Cash. BCH, as it once was known, would later become BSV. Bitcoin Satoshi's vision after another hostile attack and split in 2018, which aimed to sabotage the system with small blocks and yet more protocol changes that were not aligned with Bitcoin's original design. As a result, stewards of the original Bitcoin protocol preserved the real Bitcoin, ticker BSV, while at the same time increasing and eventually removing the block size restraints on the system, which were preventing the false versions of Bitcoin from scaling as Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin, had intended. By keeping blocks small, BTC restricted the number of transactions allowed on the network. Removing the block size completely was always Satoshi's intention. Satoshi had always planned for big blocks to be phased in on the Bitcoin network. The myth that everyone has to run their own Bitcoin node, as promoted by BTC Core, is also not in alignment with Satoshi's writings, where he specifically states the long-term vision for the system was for nodes to be run in server farms. BCH and BTC Core have altered that design and violated the original promise set forth by Satoshi Nakamoto, who stated that the original Bitcoin protocol was to be set in stone. The scripting system described above by Satoshi was also disabled by the BTC Core developers, who admitted that they panicked because enabling them was too hard for them. However, this functionality has been re-enabled in the true Bitcoin BSV as discussed here by Satoshi Nakamoto, Dr. Craig Wright. The interplay of these opcodes with the original dual-stack architecture of Bitcoin's Forth-like scripting language allows Bitcoin to effectively act as a Turing-complete system in terms of script functionality. This was something widely disputed by critics of Satoshi and his vision. However, we see that this vision has been proven accurate, and is now demonstrated by many applications built using https://script.io and their smart contracting framework designed for Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin SV has preserved the original vision of Satoshi, and has stood in the face of adversity, censorship, social and economic attacks, and campaigns aim to delist BSV from exchanges to protect the fraud that is BTC. The same people pushing these campaigns to sabotage Satoshi's vision are also lying to retail investors who buy BTC on exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, and Robinhood, where they are passing off BTC as Bitcoin. They lie to users about the security and economics of the BTC network, including the famous 21 million coin limit. However, as some BTC core developers and experts have admitted, this 21 million limit cannot coexist with small blocks and a proof-of-work system. BTC core developer Peter Todd, for example, has predicted BTC will die unless they add inflation to the system. While BTC will be unable to maintain a 21 million coin limit, Bitcoin SV with its unbounded block size has the ability to maintain the 21 million limit by allowing large numbers of transactions to serve as the incentive mechanism to accumulate enough small fees to secure the network and run inflation-free long-term, as Satoshi's white paper describes. Due to small blocks, BTC cannot process enough transactions and fees to secure the network long-term, without the block reward subsidy. BTC core expert Andreas Antonopoulos has also admitted that the 21M coin limit is a problem for BTC, due to small blocks, and he suggests radically changing the protocol by moving to a proof-of-stake system to fix it. Blockstream co-founder and CEO Adam Back also admits that the 21M limit is a problem, but advises people to ignore it and to just buy BTC and stay calm. We also see BlackRock, a more recent BTC investor and promoter, advertising that the 21M coin limit on BTC is not guaranteed. This is something also reiterated in BlackRock's SEC filings. Bitcoin was designed by Satoshi to scale over time, and use simplified payment verification as described in the Bitcoin white paper as the technology to cope with scaling. Satoshi called this client-only mode, and said this was the vision for Bitcoin's far future. Now, 16 years after Bitcoin's initial release, we have reached the far future that Satoshi anticipated, and with the reduction of bandwidth and storage costs, Bitcoin can finally be used for micropayments as Satoshi intended. However, BTC, the counterfeit Bitcoin, has gone in the opposite direction. Instead of enabling micropayments, small transactions have become impossible, and even moderate or large-sized payments can barely be processed by the struggling and congested BTC core network. At times, the minimum fee to get into the next block on BTC has reached an absurd level of over $350 for a single transaction. Meanwhile, the true Bitcoin network, BSV, while being marginalized by the mainstream crypto audience, maintains the true vision of Satoshi with transactions that are at times 16 million times cheaper than BTC. This means a user could, at times of congestion on the BTC network, do 16 million transactions on the Bitcoin SV network for the price of one single BTC transaction. This is a powerful metric to visualize the divergence between the true Bitcoin and the counterfeit version, BTC. BTC, the counterfeit version of Bitcoin, is so grossly inefficient that the amount of energy used to process one single transaction on the BTC network is equivalent to an average household's electricity use over a period of 47 days. Today, the Bitcoin scripting language is nearly completely re-enabled on Bitcoin BSV with the upcoming Chronicle update, removing all script length and block size limits. You can upload any data to the blockchain and operate any functions. The blockchain is a supercomputer that can scale beyond 1 million transactions per second with the upcoming release of Terranode, the latest implementation of the mining code with plans to scale to billions of transactions per second. This will enable everyone to rebuild the entire global system on Bitcoin SV. Not just money, but everything. Every other crypto project, money controller, and bad actor is trying to stop Bitcoin, as they see the scale of this invention taking over everything. And they are right to be scared. The truth machine is coming to life. To pretend that BTC is Bitcoin is an insult to the revolutionary idea and concept launched by Satoshi Nakamoto. BTC is not Bitcoin. When you buy BTC on Coinbase or other exchanges, you are being sold a counterfeit token on a counterfeit system, not based on a finite supply as promoters claim. BTC is a system that does not function as intended, backed by false promises and lies. You are buying into a hoax that is destined to die, as admitted by its own developers. BTC is not Bitcoin.